Yes, again, guys, and welcome back to Phoenix Wright. Where we last left off, Morgan is on testimony. And that's where we are. After we heard the gunshot, those two broke the door open and entered the chamber. I requested that Mr. Wright and the other lady please contact the police. The pistol was hanging from Mystic Maya's hand and she was in a daze. Then, quite suddenly, she thrusted me away from herself and escaped the room. With great strength, she hit the base of my neck and I fainted for a short while. I'm afraid I have no knowledge of where she went after that. Ah, nice. Because that's the cover story. Why have you hidden this until now? I did not wish to cause more trouble for Mystic Maya. Except you do wish to cause more trouble for Mystic Maya. However, I must correct false cities when they arise, except my own. That's right. She is simply correcting a false city, Mr. Phoenix, right? Why is she making it a point to take a stab at me? Never mind. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please. My aunt is a very smart and sly person. It's going to be hard for us to find a crack in her testimony. Cross-examination. Maya's escape. Tea. Press! Just now you said those two. Who were those two you were referring to? I was referring to that foreign lady and yourself, good sir. Lauder's not a foreigner, despite how she talks. Oh, is that so? I'm sorry. I simply could not understand her atrocious English, not to mention she looked awful. I can already see people in their heartland gearing up for a riot. In any case, I have already sent the repair bill to your office, Mr. Wright. Oh, thanks. What did you do after that, Miss Faye? Was it really necessary for her to have two people do something so simple as to call the police? If there was a possibility of escape, then one of us should have stayed behind. Yes, that is a very good point. At the time, I myself was a little confused. On top of which, there was another. Another what, madam? Oh, it's nothing. No need to concern yourself. I want to hear the end of that sentence. Question further. There was another reason you wanted both of us out of that room, wasn't there? You must testify. Why did you chase us out of the room? I simply did not wish for there to be more victims. The lives of both the good sir and the camera woman may be in danger, is what I thought to myself. She's lying out of her ass. Well, oh boy, that was very noble of Miss Faye. This is bad. Now people have a good impression of her and a bad one of us. Looks like she caught us napping. That's my aunt for you. And are you satisfied now, Mr. Wright? Miss Faye, please continue. During our investigation, you stated that you struck the defendant on the head. And this strike caused Maya to lose consciousness. Do you stand by this statement? I'm afraid I don't. The statement I gave you was a lie. Why would you lie about something like that? It was very painful for me to say this, however... The witness was lying to cover the defendant. She wasn't covering for Maya? So you were covering for the defendant? Well, yes, it was only later that I was informed of what had occurred. That the renegade Mystic Maya had done something very unexpected. Something unexpected? What? Pray tell! Did she... The witness didn't and couldn't have seen what happened. If you want to know what this unexpected thing was, there is always later. Yes, very well. Why does it suddenly feel like there's a rock in the pit of my stomach? Now, witness, continue with what happened. Then quite suddenly, she trusted me away. Was it really that easy for her to escape from you? I'm ashamed to admit to such a thing, however, yes. But you are physically larger and stronger than the defendant. There is no way she could have escaped from you so easily. Have you forgotten already, Mr. Phoenix, Wright? What about this picture? Remember at the time, the defendant was not physically Maya Faye. Growing old is such a mysterious thing. Trust me, I know firsthand. Basically, Mystic Maya's body was still that of the nurse that she had called. But if she had run away, would you have given chase right away? Well, yes, I would have. However... she knocked her out. You fainted? I became dizzy and then collapsed on the floor. How long were you unconscious? I'm not sure. About 10 minutes, perhaps. And the defendant almost certainly went somewhere in that time. Happy witness, elaborate on that point for us. Is that because you were unconscious? Why, yes. Great. Well, now what? Question further. So while you were unconscious, you have absolutely no idea where the defendant went. I would think that's obvious, good sir. If that's true, then how can you know for sure the defendant left the channeling chamber at all? Now that you mention it, I have to wonder myself. It's true that this witness is not able to confirm this, but the key word here is this witness. What do you mean by that? It means she has another witness up her sleeve, that's what. It looks like Miss Montgomery is ready to move on her next witness. That's enough. From what I can tell, there is nothing wrong with this witness's testimony. From what she has said, we can establish that Maya Fey did leave the chamber. I hope this isn't going to come back and bite us in the dick. But now that I take the next logical step and ask, where did the defendant go after leaving the channeling chamber? Yes. That is absurd! Be quiet, you. Now then, what the escapee had done was she had gone to speak with a certain person. She went to speak with someone? Who was it? The prosecution called Miss Inimini, who was sleeping in the side room at the time. Inimini? I think you can see where this is headed. Yep. But Pearl was playing in the hallway. She could have seen that happen, but you can't use her as a witness. Okay. So my name is Inimini. I'm researching parapsychology stuff at the university. What is this parapsychology? Let's see. It's I guess most people call it occult stuff. Even if that's what most people call it, I can't say I understand what that means. Then I should just go home and research it yourself. Yes, ma'am. Now then, Miss Hermione. After the murder took place, you spoke with the defendant, Maya Fey. Is this correct? Well, if that's the case, then let's hear your testimony. That is alright, isn't it, Your Honor? Yes, ma'am. For the love of all things good, Your Honor, have some spine for my sake. Unless you like getting whipped with this testimony after the murder. When the channeling started, I was sleeping in the side room. A little later, someone came into the room really suddenly. It was oh my god, totally my sister. I hadn't seen her in so long. I was so happy in a sad way. My sister, she told me something totally terrible. Now hold your horses, young lady. You're saying the person that entered was your sister? Did you mean the defendant Maya Fey? Really now, Your Honor? Maya Fey was still in the middle of channeling at the time. Are you saying that the spirit of this witness's sister? Yes, Mimi Miney. She was a nurse at Dr. Gray's clinic. Oh, well, this is... Witness? But if that really happened, Pearl would have seen it as she was using her time to put the urn back together. In the middle of the hallway. We already know this is shit. Yeah. In your testimony, you mentioned a terrible thing. Why don't you tell the court what this terrible thing was? I'm sure we'd love to hear about it. Do I totally, really have to? Of course. Miss Miney, please. My sister, this is what she said to me. That was no accident. I was drugged with sleeping pills. I was murdered by that person. Why couldn't you just say I was murdered by Dr. Gray? Why would you say that person? That's why I took my revenge. Oh, because it was in the room. It's only fair, isn't it, Ini?
She took her revenge? Are you sure that's what she said?
Yes.
There, are you satisfied, Your Honor? I still can't believe it. I can't believe that the spirit would go so far as to use a medium to get revenge.
It is a bit hard to swallow. However, all the evidence and testimonies point to this as the truth.
What do you think, Mr. Wright? It certainly seems like all the loose ends are accounted for. This testimony just now, was it all made up? Was it just one huge lie?
Of course it was, Phoenix.
You're reading my mind?
Mia, what do you mean? It's well constructed, but that's all it is. But even the most well-spun lies can be undone. We can do it, Phoenix. Let's find that one loose thread and unwind the tapestry of lies. Your Honor, there is room for doubt, so the defense will cross-examine the witness. We believe that the cross-examination will reveal the real truth behind this murder. Yet again, I hate her saying the fucking foolish fool. I wonder if you could make this one more entertaining than the last. Cross-examination. Like when the challenge started, I was like sleeping and said, "Objection!" I mean, hold it. Was that because of your sesame allergy, was it? Like, that's right. I think there was like sesame seeds like in the lunch they served that day. I had like this premonition that it was going to totally be a seedy day. Yes, indeed.
I see.
Am I the only one who missed the boat here?
Anyway, so you were taking a nap. Did something happen while you were sleeping?
Like, a little later, someone came into the room like really suddenly. Do you know the time? Like maybe a little before 11 a.m. Something like that, I think. No timestamp, huh? Nope. Okay. 11 a.m. Yeah, like my stomach is totally ready for like food. No, I think you misunderstood me. I'm not asking what time it is now. I meant the time was when it when that someone came into your room? Oh, so like that's what you meant. Like you should have been more like clear about it. Sorry, my bad. No, it's okay. Like it's really. That's it? Did I? Oh, like what was I talking about again? Never mind. Witness about the person who entered the side room. It was like, oh my god, totally my sister. Are you absolutely sure? I guess. You guess? Was it or was it not your sister who entered? Like, I don't know. I mean, like, I totally don't know why. I don't know your sister at all, Mr. Smith. First off, my name is not Mr. Smith. Second, I'm an only child. But more than that, she's managed to mess up the question with her answer.
Well, Mr. Wright?
The defense rests. Well, that was a colossal waste of our time. Now then, witness, how did you feel when you saw Miss Mimi Miney? You were happy in a sad way. Yeah, like, I mean, it was my sister. But wouldn't most people react here with surprise at seeing a dead loved one alive again? But like, maybe if I was like someone who didn't know about like the occult, but I like know all about the Korean channeling technique. The point here is the witness immediately recognized that it was her sister. I'm mixing up their speech. Yeah, like what she said. Should I drop this line of questioning? Question further. Why do we even get this option? Always question further. So you really didn't think anything strange of the whole encounter? No, like, there wasn't any reason for me to, like, think anything was strange. But
You... Judge! Don't keep badgering her. You know the phrase objection. Could you try using that once in a while? Mr. Wright, this question is what the witness felt when she saw her sister. Is it really that important? Oh, it's very important, Your Honor. Sure, why not? It is very, although I haven't quite figured out what it is yet. But I've got to bluff for now and make it seem like I know what I'm talking about. Alright, Mr. Wright, please amend your testimony. Like, okay, I'm like totally cool with that. I wasn't like scared at all, and like her costume looked totally like normal. Really? Really now? So there was nothing odd at all about your sister's appearance? Like, yeah, nothing was like weird. Mia's talking to herself like she found something wrong. That's impossible. Like, is everything okay? Can I like go on? My sister, she like told me something like totally terrible. Something terrible. What was this thing she told you? Huh? Like, didn't I just like tell you about it? Did you like forget already? I heard her way of talking. Well, excuse me, princess. Anyway, should I ask her story again? Yeah. I'm sorry, but could I hear the story one more time? Like, sure, no problem. I'll even, like, tell it all spooky-like for you. Oh, wait, it's doing this again? Ah, fuck. I thought she would just say it out. Not going through this sequence again. Yeah, you were drugged with sleeping pills, and he did it. Okay, so while we're doing this again, she said when her sister entered the room, she said there was nothing wrong, nothing weird out of the ordinary. But that's weird. Her clothes was covered in blood. She would immediately notice that, and she was holding, well, I don't know if she was holding a gun, but she was covered in blood. She really put a lot of thought into this slide, didn't she? We can slow one step at a time. She's about to slip out somewhere. Don't give up. Don't give her. Blah blah blah. All right. When she said, "Totally like normal." No, it wasn't. It was covered in blood. And this is where we present her clothes. Objection! That was a very well spun lie, Miss Innie. What are you babbling about this time, Mr. Phoenix Wright? It's well constructed, but that's all it is. Stealing my lines now, are we, Phoenix? Miss Miney, may I remind you of what you said? You said that there was nothing strange about your sister's appearance. Like, yeah, and? But I don't think that's what you were thinking at all. Take a look at this picture. This is a picture of the sister you met. I would think that even you would be surprised if someone appeared before you like this. The blood spray. Miss Miney, why did you not include the blood you saw in your testimony? If you were really testifying and not lying, you would have noted it right off the bat. Order, Miss Miney. What is the meaning of this? Miss Miney? I'm thinking. Don't interrupt me. What are you stammering about, Your Honor? That witness, her personality did a complete 180 there. Lots of people do that when they get on the stand, though. First of all, calm yourself, witness. Like, I'm sorry, I, didn't mean to snap. Now, hurry up with the testimony. If you please. The judge still looks like a little shaken up. A lot of help he's going to be. Witness testimony after the murder, part 2. Like, the side room was like kind of dark, you know? It was daytime. Like, how? So like, the costume is like purple, right? The blood totally blended right in. And like, she had white... What? I don't think this part is purple. It's and I like persuaded my sister it wasn't like right to do something like that. And then like I took my sister to the channeling say what? You what? Yes, now I see. How what? You have given us a clear reason for why you didn't notice the blood. You think? Like, thanks, Gramps. Are you satisfied, Mr. Wright? No! Alright, I guess not. Very well, you may question the witness. She's full of shit! Well, we all know she's full of shit. Really? Because I thought it was pretty bright inside that room. Don't push your subjective opinions into this court. Like, that's right. Excuse me, but how is my statement any more subjective than Miss Miney's? You are such a hopeless cause witness. You may feel free to ignore this trite little man. Like, okay. Can't breathe. Let me out of here. Like, the column is like purple, right? The blood totally blended in. You didn't see the blood? Like, yeah. But she must have had the gun with her at the time as well. That's, Are you going to tell me next that you didn't notice the gun either? I, like, totally didn't. Or all I was looking at was, like, her face. Continue. And what was your sister, Miss Mimi Miney, like at the time? Well, she was like totally flipped out cause she just shot Dr. Gray. Well, I think like she knew she like said she did something really bad. And like she said she wanted to go with me to like apologize to Miss Morgan. Did Mimi's spirit really say all that to you? Like, yeah. And then like I took my sister to how? This one is weird. Was your sister calm by that time? Like, I guess so. I guess maybe like taking her revenge on Dr. Gray like made her feel a lot better. I'd like to feel a lot better too, Mr. Phoenix, right? The sooner the better, she says with her whip at her ready. And like, Miss Morgan was the only one in the channeling chamber, you know. May I ask you one more thing, Miss Miney? Like, sure. Was there anything you found strange, unusual, or just out of place? Something out of place? Huh? Like, when do you mean? When you were going to the crime scene, yeah, because the urn was broken. I'm talking about when you were going to the channeling chamber, of course. Like, no, nothing strange. She answered rather quickly. Oh, what? Press harder. Think harder. I know you can remember something. I, like, totally can't. That's not good enough. You have to explain yourself clearly to this court. You think, Mr. Wright, that whether or not there was something odd on the way to the channeling chamber is all that important? It's very important because Pearl was repairing the urn. It's very important. I asked because it's very important. Not that I know where I'm going with this. Very well. Miss Miney, if you will, please include the statement about this in your testimony. Like, I don't get why, but okay. I, like, didn't see anyone on the way to, like, the channeling chamber. Try to remember that time. Oh, like, I remember, like, I totally didn't see anyone on the way. I guess this really is a dead end. Something you finally pull out of witness is never a dead end, Phoenix. It's no good. I can't find anything wrong. Phoenix, the judge believes this testimony. If you don't find some sort of hitch in her statement, he'll end the trial, I know. We have to give it another shot. It doesn't matter how many times we listen, we can't give up. Okay, the last statement, we know, because Pearl was there. I know, it's either the urn after percent or the, or Pearl. Yeah, under repair in the hallway. Broken by Pearl right before the murder. There we go, yes, there we go. I finally found the fault, or I guess in your case, the crack in your perfect lie. Take a look at this urn. Like, urn? There are cracks, do you see them? So, like, what does that prove?
Objection!
Who cares about some worn out old urn? Like, yeah, I already said I didn't see anyone in the way of to the channeling chamber. I didn't totally say anything about an urn, did I? It looks like you still don't understand. I propose that if you had really been walking along the winding way at the time, there was no way you could have not seen this person. Well, now I have to show Pearl. Where is she? There she is. I'd like to introduce someone to you. This is Miss Morgan's Faye's daughter, Pearl Faye. Yes, and how is this child relevant? I just so happens that at the time of the murder, Pearl was playing in the center garden. Oh? And she just happened to break this urn. Oh? Oh! Wait, she broke the urn? Yup, she accidentally knocked it over with her ball. And Pearl was the one who put it back together, while sitting right in the middle of the winding way. Oh, she's a spooky ghost right there. What? Miss Miney. Pearl was there in the winding way at the time. She was hard at work, putting the pieces of the urn back together, you see. If you couldn't see that while you were walking, I'd have to declare you legally blind. I think I have sufficiently proven one thing, Miss Miney. You are a masterful liar! Boo! Mr. Wright, you need to watch what you say. The one who needs to watch what she's saying is the witness. So, Miss Miney, tell us the truth. About what? About what? Where you really were at the time of the murder, of course. The witness just testified about that. That's right. I was, sleeping in the side room. Can I really believe her? Was she really sleeping in the side room? There's no way. Your lies ends here. What do you... The witness says that during the actual murder, she was asleep in the side room. And I say that's not possible because there's clearly a contradiction here. A contradiction? Where's this contradiction? Uh-oh. Good time to end it here. It's in the evidence? Wait a second. Diagram of Faye Manor. No. Fuck. Yeah, I'm saving here. I guess this is it for this part. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'm gonna give you guys a bye-bye.